10K, he's gonna get Just Ride tattooed on him.
Yep.
You guys, I'm gonna like it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Raymond Warner, and today we are here at Scooter Zone in Wildomar. And today I'm gonna touch on a subject that a lot of you guys seem to really care about, which is what wheels are the best. Now, it depends on what you define as the best. Are you defining that as the fastest wheels? Are you defining that as the best all-around wheel when it comes to strength, speed, all that kind of stuff? Are you referring to one that is specifically just strong, not quite as fast, but will last you forever? So that's what we are gonna touch on today. I have about just a little bit over 10 wheels, 10 pairs of wheels in front of me, I should say. There's 11 pairs of wheels actually. And I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about each and every single one of these wheels. Now, I have personally ridden every single one of these wheels, whether it was on my scooter in the past or it was on somebody else's scooter. So I know a little bit about every single one of these wheels when it comes to actual ride feel. So this is completely not gonna be biased whatsoever. This is gonna be completely truthful, everything like that. I'm not gonna tell you guys what's good, if it's not good, and if it is good or not good, well, you get the idea. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And we're gonna start with the wheel that isn't the most popular of the bunch, which is going to be the French ID wheels. Now, this is a wheel that hasn't really been around or too popular for very long. It was at one point a very popular wheel. It has a pretty signature teardrop looking design on them. A pretty cool wheel. These are completely made in China, so they mass produced them like crazy. This is the black on black pair. I did actually ride a pair of these wheels back when I worked here at Scooter Zone, and they actually didn't do too bad, especially for being like, I think they were 40 bucks at the time for a pair, which is super cheap, 40 or 50 bucks or something like that. So these were, for the price, a great wheel. You have the bearing race, which is actually plenty thick on this wheel, which is a pretty big factor when looking for wheels, because if you get a wheel, or if you get a bearing race that's really thin, then you have chances of actually bending it and or ovalizing it, which essentially is when your bearing comes in and out without having to really hit it out, which is really annoying because you can never really tighten your wheel completely. But yeah, this one had a pretty thick bearing race for being a wheel that was specifically just kind of quickly produced in China, which was nice at the time. Some China production in the scooter industry now has changed immensely as opposed to when these were made. But yeah, black on black, that also came in, I believe, black on blue and black on silver. I don't think there were too many colors in this wheel. I remember selling a lot of them though. A great pair of wheels if you need something to start out with. A very good beginner wheel. French ID wheels, teardrop design. These are the black on black ones, 55 bucks with bearings. Not a bad deal. The next pair of wheels that I personally haven't seen a lot of people ride in the past or even in the present are these sacrifice wheels. Now, these are, I think they're a pretty cool looking core design. It's more so like a hollow core that's just been stamped out. It's not like a normal wheel to where it has like kind of this dished out look on the inside where the actual rims are cut out for. So I think it's still a pretty cool looking wheel. These happen to be the black on oil slick version. Although when I rode these, they were not all that fast. Again, I'm just being completely honest. There's no shots to any companies in this video. I'm just letting you guys know. I personally had ridden faster wheels than this one. I'm not saying that they were absolutely terrible or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying about any of these wheels. But again, I had ridden wheels that were faster than these. But again, 5-spoke design. I don't know if these ones come, yeah, these have sacrifice bearings in them. The R and ABAC 11 bearing, which is kind of nice. It's always cool to get brand new wheels with brand new bearings. So if you guys are looking at going inside of a scooter shop and getting new wheels, make sure you guys get new bearings because it just makes sense. Mackenzie, why are you texting me right now? This is the worst time for you to literally be doing that. Sorry. Delta core wheels, 120 millimeters. I'm not sure what the price of these ones are. I would assume they're probably about, if I had to take a guess, I'd probably say around 70 bucks, 65, 70 bucks with bearings, which is cool again. You know, it's not bad to get new wheels, new bearings. It's a cool little setup no matter what wheels you get. Because going from a wheel that's really janky that you've had for a year, going from that to any brand new wheel with bearings is gonna be a step up. So, sacrifice deltas. Now I'm kind of going from wheels that are less popular to more popular again, so you guys are gonna have to stick around to the end of the video if you want to hear my personal opinion when it comes to some of the higher end wheels. Next up on the list, we have the Eagle wheels. Now, Eagle makes a lot of wheels, and they have been making a lot of wheels for a very long time. Eagle was one of, not the very first, but one of the first scooter wheel brands. I think personally the first scooter wheel brand that made a metal core wheel was Micro Extreme. Now, Eagle does come out and they say, oh, first scooter wheel, this and that. Eagle didn't actually start out with scooter wheels, and I know this because I was there. I was around when Eagle was introduced to the sport, and when they were introduced to the sport, they were a rollerblade wheel. So Eagle, stop saying that you guys were the first scooter wheel. I know what you're doing. You were a rollerblade company. Stop it. These are a 3-spoke design. The 3 spokes on here are pretty thick, which is nice when you are going to a lesser spoke design, because the less spokes you have, the less support that you have, so you need to make those things plenty thick. I have ridden these a couple times on people's wheels. I've not ridden them for very long. The urethane on these was not bad. They were fast enough to ride around and get some height on some airs, things like that. Flares, I wasn't too worried about them or anything like that. Also a wheel that comes, with bearings. Eagle bearings, they're probably about, I think they're like an ABAC 7, ABAC 9. 86A urethane hardness on here. These happen to be the 110 millimeter wheels. Again, these will fit on a lot of your scooters today. They probably won't fit on like a Razor scooter, so if you're getting started in scootering and you want to get new wheels, you might want to check to see if your fork on your Razor scooter will accept wheels like this. But yeah, Eagle's not a bad wheel, but again, not the first wheel company, so stop that. Next up on the list, we have this is a wheel that a lot of you guys probably haven't seen before, but some of you may have. These are the Epic wheels. Now, Epic's not really around anymore in the wheel game. I wish they were, because these are probably some of the best wheels that I personally have ever ridden. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of hours on these wheels, specifically because this was my signature wheel back in the day, and I was so proud to have a wheel with Epic because the urethane on these things was incredible. They were all US made, which was a very nice thing. It's cool to keep things that weren't overseas, and it was rare to have a wheel company that wasn't overseas, and in America, that's something that we really it's our pride and joy. So I was stoked to be running these wheels. Also, the cores on these were also made in America. This whole wheel was made in America. I'm not sure if this was an 86A, because at the time I didn't really care about that too much. I just wanted the wheel to go fast, to be 100% honest with you, which it 110% delivered. Although my signature wheel specifically, the only downfall of this wheel was it was heavy. It has some weight to it. Like compared to like an MB 120 hollow core wheel, it is most definitely heavier than that, and it's considerably heavier than that. Did not come with bearings. If you guys wanted to get bearings with these wheels, it was gonna cost you an extra 5 or 10 bucks. I think they're like 70 bucks for a pair of wheels. 70, 75, somewhere around there. I can't exactly remember, but I remember selling a lot of them at the time because I pushed the heck out of these wheels because I loved them. This is probably one of, if not the fastest wheel that I personally have ever ridden, and at the time was the best, like, well-rounded wheel, but they don't make them anymore. Unfortunately, no Epic wheels are really in existence anymore. I'm surprised that these are even still here, probably because the white is now yellow, but Epic wheels, awesome wheel. Next up, we have the Eagle Radix wheels. Now, these wheels are huge. These will not fit on a lot of scooters today. If you guys want these wheels to fit, you're gonna have to buy a special fork for these wheels, so I just wanna let you guys know about that before we actually move on. 30 millimeters wide, so a lot wider than your average scooter wheel, as you guys can see right there. There's a lot more meat in there, which is a good thing to a lot of riders. Me personally, when I rode this, I couldn't really tell a huge difference. A lot of people were just so on the fact that these are wider, there's so much more grip. And me personally, I ride 26 millimeter wide PU, which is a little bit wider than the average scooter wheel. And to be honest, like I didn't feel like there was a huge difference, maybe a very slight difference, and that's maybe, but enough difference for me to personally go out, and if I was a beginner rider or even an advanced rider at that with no sponsor, I don't know if it was enough of a difference for me to have to go out and spend an extra 80 bucks on a new fork, and then have to jig the back end of my scoot to make them fit on the back. So again, it wasn't really a huge difference. I'm not saying they weren't fast. They were fast enough. I mean, again, Eagle wheels, they don't make bad urethane at all. China-made wheel, and like I said earlier, China has definitely progressed when it comes to the manufacturing game in the scooter industry. Not a bad wheel, 30 mil wide. These are 110, I believe. Yeah, 110 millimeter wheel. It's hard to tell because of the fact that they are so wide. It's really weird. Not a bad wheel whatsoever if you want to spend the extra X amount of dollars on a new fork. Okay, now we're gonna be getting into the wheels that are a little bit higher end and still kind of in the game, but we're gonna start out with the Fasten wheel. A very good wheel, not quite as popular as some other wheels out there, but again, still a pretty good wheel. full core design, a little bit of etching on there as well, which is cool. They have a lot of different kind of etching designs on this wheel. I know they have like the Hypno wheel. They have this kind of cool diamond looking design right here, and it's an oil slick core, which again is a rare thing. You don't really see too many oil slick cores nowadays, especially in a full core with etching on it. And I know it's because that's expensive. Etching anything on oil slick is an expensive process, because even just doing oil slick is a whole nother process, and it is more expensive. But these are not the 26mm YPU on the 120mm core. This is a 24mm YPU, 86A urethane as well. That's kind of like the standard when it comes to scooter wheels nowadays. But a very cool wheel. Is fast enough. It's Envy and Fasten are sister companies. So I know that the urethane that they use on these is very, very similar, if not the same, as the urethane on the average, like normal Envy wheel. If you want to snag up on a wheel that is pretty decent and you love Fasten, not a bad wheel to go with right here. The next 4 wheels, I think are all pretty close when it comes to the best. That depends on what the best is really your definition of. For me personally, my best isn't necessarily the fastest. Mine's kind of the best, like kind of all around when it comes to strength, speed, and so yeah, but it's your own personal preference when it comes to these 4 wheels right here. But we're gonna start off with the one that I don't think is quite as popular as some of the other ones. Again, that's my own personal opinion. But we're gonna start out with the tilt wheels. These are the gray on green Tom K signature wheels. These are 110mm. They obviously have a multi-spoke design on the actual core. And these wheels I've ridden before. They're actually not bad at all. I actually enjoyed these wheels. I didn't have a ton of hours on them, so I can't tell you how quickly they wear down or what they ride like when they get to that point. But again, a pretty good wheel. I rode them when they were probably like 2 months old. It was on a kid's scooter at the skate park because I saw the yellow, which was really, really loud. And I wanted to try them out. So yeah, tilt wheels, not bad at all. They have a bunch of different colors, like I said. So if you want to snag up on a good wheel, these are pretty sick. Steve just rolled up. Sorry, Steve. Be quiet for a minute. My bad. You want to say hello to the viewers, Steve? Ladies and gentlemen, Steve.
I like turtles.
Like I said, these are kind of like the higher end wheels. So if you want to grab a set of the tilt wheels, it's going to cost you $85, and you do not get bearings. Again, this is where you're getting up into a little bit more expensive. So $85, no bearings. If you want to get bearings, again, it's going to cost you probably $10, $15. If you want to get the super cheap ones, you can get down to $5, but they're not going to be quite as fast. But if you want to grab some of these, I again recommend that you guys always get bearings with wheels. It just makes sense. But again, tilt wheels. The next 3 set of wheels are probably some wheels that you know and have seen in the scooter industry. First up, we're gonna go with the Proto gripper wheels. Grippers and the sliders. So there are 2 different kinds. The sliders, in my opinion, are a bit faster. They have a different urethane hardness on there. So if that's what you guys are wondering when it comes to grippers and sliders, that's the difference. I really like the color choice on this one. I like the white on teal on this specific wheel. Again, they have all kinds of etching on the actual core. These do come with bearings as well. These are 110mm. Proto does not make a 120 or a 100mm wheel. So if you guys are, again, if you're trying to grab a razor and put these on there, you might want to check to see what fork you guys have. And that also, you don't really have to do that with a lot of, if you have like an aftermarket fork, you don't have to worry about this. These will fit on there. If you want to get a signature wheel like these Proto Parish wheels, they're going to cost you $85, and that's with bearings, so you guys don't have to worry about buying bearings. So a little bit cheaper than the tilt wheels, and a very, very, very popular wheel at that are the Proto wheels. If you guys want to get ones that aren't signature wheels, it's gonna cost you $80, so it's $5 cheaper, but you don't get like the etching on the inside of the core in a lot of them. So yeah, I personally like these signature ones because I think it adds a little bit of flavor in there, and they also come in really cool colors. Now, probably the most popular wheel in the scooter community right now, and I think a lot of people can agree with me on this, is gonna be the river wheels. River wheels are an extremely loud wheel and super popular because of the rebound on these wheels. These rebounds are really, really good. And what I mean by rebound is if you take the wheel, you throw it up, and it bounces back up. It's like that bounciness, and the rebound on these is like, I want to say it's like dense, which is probably weird to a lot of you guys that are watching this video, but again, a really, really good wheel. Very, very fast. So if you guys are looking for a fast wheel, The river wheels are extremely fast. Although when it comes to that urethane, it's a little bit chunk, like denser slash softer. They do have a tendency to chunk sometimes. I'm only saying that because I've seen it a few times, and I've seen every single one of these wheels that are in this lineup. I've seen them all break, every single one of them. I'm just saying that I've seen people break these ones a little bit faster than some of the other wheels that are in this lineup. But probably if the best feeling wheels out there, if you are looking for something that's kind of bouncy and quick, 85 bucks.
85.
For the signatures.
Yep.
80 for normals.
Yep.
Same price as the Proto. So 85 bucks if you want to get a signature wheel like this one right here, which is the pink on blue. And these are, whoa!
10,000 likes.
See that?
I'll get tattooed on me. 10,000 likes.
10K?
10K.
10K?
10K.
10K, he's gonna get Just Ride tattooed on him.
Yep.
You guys, I'm gonna like it. These are Reese Desmond's wheels, which are the pink, like I said, pink on blue. Loud wheels, 85 bucks for a pair. Also come with bearings, so if you guys wanna snag up on these, boom. And they're 80 bucks if you guys don't want the signature ones. And the last set of wheels on here, the reason I put these ones in last is because I personally ride these, and I do think that this is a very, very good, if not best, kind of all-around wheel, and that's when it comes to speed as well as durability. Now, when I say best all-around wheel, I mean they are very good when it comes to speed, they're very good when it comes to strength. I'm not gonna say that these are absolutely the best wheels out there. I'm not gonna say that. I just know that I've had a lot of hours on these wheels, and that's the NV full cores, hollow cores, I should say. Not quite as wide as the Eagle Radix wheels. Still these are extremely wide, but these wheels you don't have to get a different fork for, which is really, really nice. The only thing you have to do with these is you kind of gotta like maneuver it in, which can be kind of annoying to some of you guys, but I haven't had too many issues with it. It's not very hard. All you gotta do is kind of like pry it in there and push, and you're good to go. Also come with wheel bearings in there, ABAC 9 NV bearings. They just introduced the new wheel stickers on here, which as you can see, these have on there. These are the Eagle. That's kind of ironic. These are the Eagle ones. They have all kinds of other colors in them too, like this average like NV kind of holographic logo on there. But these are the 120s, these are the 110s. 110s do not have that 26mm wide PU. So if you guys don't want that, just grab up on 110. Again, will fit on pretty much any screw out there unless you have a stock razor or something like that. 100 bucks for a pair, so they are a little bit higher than the Proto wheels. But again, I do ride these wheels. Well, I'm not riding these specific wheels right now, but I've ridden them plenty of times. I'm currently riding the Lambo wheels, which are considerably lighter in my opinion than these, because obviously they're not a hollow core. They're just a whole bunch of different, it almost looks like my wheels on my car. It's like a forged design, which I think is really, really cool. But I'm riding these ones simply because they're lighter, but they have the same exact urethane on them, 26mm wide PU, and these wheels are awesome when it comes to speed. They're pretty dang fast. But they aren't like a super soft wheel. So if you guys like that really soft, gushy feeling, I'm not gonna say this is the wheel for you. If you guys want something that's pretty dang fast and it's gonna last you a long, long, long time, this is 110% gonna be the wheel for you, because I've actually, truthfully, you guys, and Steve can actually back me on this, I've never broken one of these. I've never broken one.
110%?
Never broken one.
You sure they're not 120?
Joke's on you, you weren't even in the frame. I've never broken one of these wheels ever, and I'm not lying to you guys. I've never broken one. So if you guys want a wheel that's really, really good, these are an awesome wheel. But that is gonna do it for all of these wheels. Again, this is not I'm not gonna tell you guys what the best wheel out there is, but you have your own opinion. But until next time, I'm out. Later.